What I wanted to talk to you today is, hey, this is Jason. I'm with Jason FinTips, and I wanted to talk to you today about a couple of and we've got a stream. Hi, this is Jason Ball with Jason FinTips. I'm a certified financial planner, chartered life underwriter, and chartered financial consultant. I wanted to take and welcome you today. We are going to be talking about a couple of things that I've been thinking about in the news that we've all been dealing with a lot of inflation. Um, and one of the things I wanted to hop on here onto YouTube and talk about was that inflation everyone's felt it. And I think there's another question though, inside when we say inflation, there's a couple of things there. We want to learn about what's called nominal incomes and real incomes. And there's a couple of different things in there where I think it's real easy to get confused because people go, oh, well, there's just inflation and then you get a pay raise. So this is how this affects you in the real world. So the first thing is we have what's called, we naturally have inflation that occurs, but we also have the government prints money and things get more expensive. And one of the things that we've seen is the nominal prices of everything that we see starts going up in price. So we say you get say that for a year you have $100 for a basket of goods or groceries. And the next year, let's say you have 5% inflation. The next year you have to have $105 in order to make that same amount of money to buy that same basket of groceries for $105. But inside that is where we can start having real wage growths differ from inflation. So for example, now you say, okay, well that $105, but you get a 3% raise at work. So you go from getting $100 to where you make $103. So now you've still got to pay for $105 worth of groceries, but you only have $103. So in effect, you've taken a pay cut during the last year because your real income did not keep up with the inflationary income. So this is one of the key things I wanted to have people think about when they're thinking about wages, negotiating salaries, or getting a raise. If inflation is exactly, for example, 5% and you only get a 3% raise, you're in fact taking a 2% pay cut. So you take the 5% minus the 2%, 5% minus the 3% for 2%. That's just a rough idea. There's actually a function to figure out exactly what it is. But we don't want to get into that much of the details. We want to get the general concept of there's inflation, there's real income, which is inflation adjusted dollars, and the fact that it can really affect you in your day-to-day life in which you earn salary. And I think this is one of the things we're seeing right now in a lot of the news where we'll have someone say, oh, well, wages are up and the economy's doing great. Well, yes, things are up and the economy's bigger, but what is the real income that people are actually taking home? How much of their time is take to go and work in order to go earn income for going and buy their monthly groceries and pay their tax bill or their gas bill. So this is one of the things I really wanted to think about that I think there's been some miscommunications about, and I don't think the media really talks enough about it. And then it's one of the things that I wish they would actually talk more about. I wish that they would talk more about the real income of which individuals receive each year, especially in an election year, rather than having them start talk about some people saying, looking at nominal incomes for news agencies and doing with one side, other people saying, well, no, our income's really not going that much. This leads to a lot of confusion among individuals and consumers out there and voters as well. So this is one thing to make sure and understand the difference between nominal and real incomes. So one is inflation adjustment and one's really how much money can your money buy? And that's really what matters at the end of the day. And it's something I think a lot of economists get, a lot of economists kind of understand, but I don't think the general public, they feel it, but they don't really know the terms for it. And that's where we end up with nominal and nominal values of dollars versus real values of dollars. Thanks for listening and have a great day.